Hello, my friends. This is Greg Gomez III, founder, CEO, FastStartMarketer.com, and welcome back to the Newbies Starter Steps to Compelling Copy Part 2. This is a two-part series on the most important elements to writing as influential as possible, getting more appointments and sales now for your business, all while staying compliant with Facebook's advertising and guidelines. Okay, so before we get into it, as you know, as always, we are doing our Fast Start Summit. Tickets are selling out very rapidly. We've just added some new speakers to the venue. It is confirmed that we have Tyson Zanner, who's one of the top affiliates for several of the programs, and a great YouTube marketer. He's going to be sharing some of his strategies at this event. It's fantastic, very excited. You can get more details at faststartsummit.com. Faststartsummit.com. Seating is limited. We're only allowing about 150 people into the room. In this event, you're actually going to get a live lead generating process website complete from start to finish, compliant with Facebook, all of the necessary pages you must have in place, all of the copy training you'll need for it. Our design here is this event is not like any other event in the space. In this event, you're not going to get knowledge and data to go home with and then get overwhelmed and forget half the stuff you learned. No, you're going to get actual skill sets from what we're providing here that you'll be able to implement directly at this event. You'll get a training, we provide you the details of how to do it step by step, and then you actually do the thing there live with our team working with you so that you go home with a collection of applied skill sets, results, and processes that you're able to get results from in your business before you even leave the event. It's unparalleled in this space. It has made a massive difference for folks in their businesses. Many of the folks in this video here are already on their way to multiple 6 and 7 figures. Bottom line is that it's a direct result of them implementing the processes. It's not about what you start, it's what you finish. In this case, you're actually going to have access to some of the best training, some of the best trainers, and in your case, the exact steps you need to implement this material right away. Featured speakers have been Mark Hoverson, Vince Reed in the past. He'll be speaking this year. We also have confirmed Ben Settle, one of the world's greatest copywriters available. He's going to be talking with you as well as Chris White, who's #1 recruiter in his company for the last 6 months. He's going to be speaking on stage and sharing with you a lot of the strategies, and he's part of my $20,000 coaching program. Phenomenal event. Definitely want to get your tickets right now. FastStartSummit.com. FastStartSummit.com. All right, with that said, let's move on. So what is copywriting? The art of salesmanship in print. It allows you to influence prospects and eliminate a majority of rejection. When used correctly, it can eliminate up to 80% of the tire kickers. This skill is what allowed me to leverage my selling to be able to recruit over 10,000 people before I picked up the phone to talk to them. It's a very powerful process, but you need to respect that process. It's not a miraculous process. In fact, by doing these things typically, one of the big challenges is that it can cause some challenges for you. But where can I use copy right now? Social media posts, you can use them in emails, web pages and blogs, of course, in your ads on Facebook or other social media platforms. Now, one of the things I'm going to talk about here today are how to engineer what I call better copy bullets. So what is a copy bullet? A bullet is something that creates irresistible curiosity and desire. It can be used to actually inspire folks to get through. It's literally a laundry list of all of the benefits your product or service provides. It allows people to skim your message and find the points that excite them specifically so that they can get excited over them and want to click the add to cart button and get started. It allows you to laundry list every possible benefit your offer provides and ultimately can dramatically increase your conversion by up to 3 times. Very powerful stuff, but there's a responsibility that goes along with it to produce these types of results. So let's talk about it. So I'm going to share some simple bullet point hacks. One of my favorite places to go is to the Barnes & Noble store. Look at the magazine racks. There are hundreds, literally thousands of headlines sitting there by some of the world's best copywriters for you to market, to use, to model, and to implement into your businesses. Please don't plagiarize, creatively borrow, as I always say. Model what they're putting there, because if it's on the magazines and you see it month after month, odds are it's probably something that works very well to sell lots of magazines. But let me give you some of my tips here right now. Now, if you'll notice this, if you notice this page here, this is a snippet from one of my best-selling sales letters, which is the MLM Business Blueprint. Sold tens of thousands of units with that, and it's a very effective sales product. How I wrote this, what often people don't know, is it's sales conversion. The reason it's been producing as one of the highest converting sales letters in the space for the last 6 years is for one very simple reason. I wrote all of this copy based on bullets. I literally sat for 3 days with my team members, and I listed out every potential benefit that the product or the service included, and then I went back and created compelling benefits and bullet points for this product. That's 80% of the heavy lifting that I did. I surveyed my market. I did years of research with my groups, with my customers and my clients. I boiled down the biggest benefits that my product provided. I built my product around their wants, needs, and desires, and then crafted the bullet points off of those. So you'll see here at the bottom here, step-by-step paint by numbers walkthrough of my entire multi-million-dollar marketing system. I'll not only hand you my entire business model on a platter, I'll even give you a video tutorial on how to put the pieces together for your current network marketing business. Very effective. It sold a lot, and it continues to sell. Here's some more. The one daily activity you must do first that accounts for 80% of your new recruits. Doing this one thing every day literally is the difference between success and failure, no exceptions. Now, I want you to note the way that I'm going to deconstruct a bullet point for you here. So what I do when I write a bullet point is I write headlines. And if the headline isn't strong enough to be a main headline, then they immediately become either subheadlines, which are headlines throughout the rest of the copy, or it becomes a bullet point. Now you notice that bullet points are very powerful because I can skim through this, find the one thing that makes sense to me, and then I can read that little nugget about what I'm interested in. So the one daily activity that you must do first that accounts for over 80% of your new recruits. Doing this one thing every day literally is the difference between success and failure, no exceptions. So this allows me to write the main headline in there, and then I provide a supporting sentence right underneath that. So the next one, a foolproof way to waste time, lose sales, and be laughed at by friends and family. This obviously is not good. Once discovered, you'll instantly understand why recruiting has been such a challenge till now. Next one, the number one most important thing you must do today right now in order to add up to 23 people every week in your business. That was going to be a headline, and it tested well in emails as a subject line. So I give a support sentence. 97% of networkers get this wrong, which is odds are it's probably wrong for you. And I guarantee you've been taught to screw this up too, right? Sales conversion process, what it is, what it'll do for you, and why you need it. The critical pieces you must have in order to quickly build a large downline. Get an entire recipe for building a money press laid out for you step by step. Now, these are very compelling bullet points. They've made me lots of money. Here's the challenge. Beware, you can't run these types of bullets on Facebook's in your ads or your content or on even your landing page, because Facebook will look at that. But if you use these types of bullet points unmodified, it can get your ad account banned, and we don't want to do that. So how do we update this copy so that it works in today's day and age? Good news. My students and I have invested over $132,000 in Facebook ads testing these processes just in the last few months. Here's a couple of my simple tips to get your copy just as compelling without risking your ad account on Facebook. Now, again, before I go on, these are all use at your own risk. I have no idea what Facebook's going to come up with tomorrow they're going to view as risky or something that they're going to kick out on your behalf, so you need to be careful. Obviously, don't continue watching this video if you're not willing to risk 100% of your own risk. It's 100% your ownership. Okay, that being said, let's move on. So copywriting bullet tip number one, no numbers, no time promises. So you saw in my copy there was a lot of that stuff. Look, numbers will get you in trouble. There's no way around it, and it will, if you make a claim with numbers and a deadline, it's just a matter of time before your ad account is banned. We've tested this every which way to Sunday. There's no way to avoid it. But it's simple to fix if you follow these steps. So example number one, but this is what you don't want to do. This is one of my bullets. The number one most important thing you must do today, right now, in order to add up to 23 people every week in your business. 97% of networkers get this wrong, and I guarantee you've been taught to screw it up too. No good. Here's a better way to do that. My go-to must-do daily diamond habit. If I only have time to do one thing in my business each day, this keeps my monthly volume secure. Most networkers get this wrong, and my common corporate training taught me to screw it up too. Now notice the way that I'm presenting. It's still pretty much the same concept, but it's not going through and giving the big hardcore numbers, and definitely not doing them in a timely fashion. So I'm not saying, hey, 23 people in a week. I'm alluding to it. In a previous video, I talk about coding the result. I'm coding that result in something that makes sense. Diamond, monthly volume, secured. Most networkers get this wrong. So I'm not giving a hard 97%, but I'm saying, most networkers, truth is most networkers get this wrong. And my common corporate training taught me to screw it up too. So I'm talking about myself. I'm not talking about them, which leads me into bullet point number two. It's me, not you. All right. So I know in copywriting, there's a proven ratio of the number of views that you put in your copy to the number of sales that you get. But Facebook just doesn't like you to make promises that they can't verify. So you need to talk about your journey instead without it sounding too miraculous or hypey. So here's an example. MLM myth busted. People who need your products and services may be your worst prospects, right? It's a dire end of the world. Here's a better way to do that. MLM myth busted. Why promoting to the people who needed my products and services most turned out to be the worst for me. So now what I want you to understand is I'm not talking about you. It's simple. I changed the narrative to be about me, and that makes a big difference. When you do that, you're literally telling your story, and Facebook is not going to say, hey, you're making a claim or you're promising that you're going to do something for the individual. You're literally just telling your story. They like more narrative stuff. It seems more social and it's higher impact. Now, again, on that note, rolls easily right into tip number 3. Use narratives instead of hype. We don't want hype. Don't make unrealistic claims. Don't use too much hype or try to use obvious copy tactics. Facebook hates that. So here's an example. No. My never before released secret of making diamond in less than 6 months with this brain dead easy recruiting hack, you'll wonder why it's so easy, right? That's typical late night infomercial garbage. And Facebook doesn't want that. They don't want their platform to be turned into an info hypey place. So a better way of doing that is, this is still pretty, superlative. It's still good, but how a near illiterate high school dropout kicked my tail every week recruiting, and how his basic approach helped me to diamond in every company I've worked since. And video, here's another one. Video 1 minute 7:57. So I'm telling them when they're going to get it, right? Just like I would in some of my other ones, but it creates that open loop so that they want to come back and see, well, I want to get into minute 1 and watch that video. Side note, make sure that the timestamp you put in there actually matches what you're talking about, because if you don't do that, I've had people come back and said, hey, you said this was in minute 7:57. It was actually in minute 8:03 before you started talking about it. So make sure you're that specific. If you're going to cite it, make sure you're accurate. So again, this is something that actually tells a narrative. You're talking about yourself. You're not going into too much hype. How this basic approach, instead of super easy, simple to use, just a basic approach, helped me to diamond in every company I've worked since. Now that is a little risky there. But if the rest of your copy is pretty much clean, Facebook's not going to scan it 100% to make sense of it. The computer system actually scans this stuff, and they're getting better, but you're still pretty good with this kind of stuff. At any rate, I hope you enjoyed this. If you liked this, like and share so that others can see it and benefit from it. Definitely comment below with any questions, concerns, confusions. Did I make sense to you at all? Here completely, definitely do that. And as always, encourage someone you know, tag them in the comment below. If you know somebody who could benefit from this copy or is looking to take their copy to the next level, or they're recruiting or they're marketing or they're looking to actually take their business up a notch, definitely tag them below in a friendly way so that they can get this benefits as well. Now, as I said before, you want more copywriting tips and nuggets? I'm hosting a webinar with my good buddy, Mr. Ben Settle. We're doing a live webinar immediately. So if you don't know who Ben is one of the world's premier copywriters. He's a rebel email marketer expert, and he reveals how he ethically pulls sales by breaking the rules taught by the gurus. And you can register for that at faststartmarketer.com/live, faststartmarketer.com/live. Ben wrote the infamous Mike Dillard's magnetic sponsoring letter, and this is one of the most powerful sales letters available online for network marketers over the past. I'm not affiliated with it at all. Ben's just a good friend of mine. I adore him. He's absolutely one of the best copywriters, and he has a very differing opinion on copy when it comes to me and him, so we're going to let some sparks fly. He's going to say his perspective. He's very world-renowned and very successful. I'm going to share my perspective. He's a way better copywriter than I am, but I also have been running longer on Facebook campaigns and compliance stuff. So we'll keep you posted on that. Take action now, my friend. Again, my name is Greg Gomez III. You want to register for the faststartmarketer.com or faststartmarketer.com/live. Comment, like, share, tag folks in this video that makes sense. And of course, register for the Fast Start Summit. I want to see you there live, where Ben will be speaking and we'll be able to shake your hand and help you implement these strategies in your business going forward. That's it. I'm out of here. Enjoy. Register for the webinar, and I will see you on the call. Take care. Bye-bye.